Lightweight bout, Ricky Glenn coming back after his knockout loss at plus 300 against Drew Dober, sitting at minus 400, who's also coming off of a knockout loss. Finally, the chin gets cracked his last time out. Over under 2.5 rounds, plus 130 or plus 175 for the over, minus 215 for the under. Drew Dober coming in at 34 years of age. Same with Ricky Glenn, which is kind of crazy. I thought Ricky Glenn would be a little bit older, just based off of he's been a little bit inactive in the past few years. But either way, both men same age. You see the height and differential there for Ricky Glenn, couple inches in advantage. Should be a decent scrap, but another wide line that we're getting here. What are you liking in this one?
Yeah, I like Dober to get it done. I didn't really like what I saw out of Ricky Glenn in his last fight. I thought he looked a little slower. I thought he just looked older. And even though he's not, super old for the sport, he just looked like he'd lost a step. And maybe, the inactivity has something to do with that. He does hold power. I mean, he's got a lot of knockouts on his record. He's going to have to land something in this fight significant to put Drew Dober out. I know Drew Dober is coming off of the KO loss, the TKO loss, but that was Matt Frivola. And I think we're starting to learn that Matt Frivola is one of the hardest hitting fighters in that division. And, even Dober kind of protested the stoppage. We've seen Dober hurt and recover before, but he did land pretty good on him. But I think that's just kind of a Matt Frivola thing. I don't think it's necessarily a Drew Dober chin thing. And I like Dober to be kind of pissed off and trying to come get this win after losing like that the first time. I think he's got the style that he could really do good work on Ricky Glenn as well. The striking's good. He's strong as can be. He's hard to take down. And his gas tank is good enough to where he's going to fight hard for all 3 rounds. Whereas Ricky Glenn, I could see maybe taking some big shots from Dober and it kind of depleting the gas tank. And just Dober just kind of going from there, maybe getting a finish, just kind of wearing on him. And I could even see Dober finding that big knockout shot too against Ricky Glenn, considering, Ricky Glenn's coming off of a KO loss as well. It's kind of interesting, but I just think Dober bounces back pretty strong here from his loss.
Yeah, I mean, minus 400 is always a little sketchy coming off a knockout loss. Oh, yeah. And the way that Drew Dober fights, just he's going to slug it out with you. But I don't think Ricky Glenn is going to be able to, land that type of big power that Matt Frivola is. And if you look at, who Drew Dober's losing to, it's only ranked guys like Matt Frivola, Brad Riddell was ranked at the time, Islam Makhachev, Beneil Dariush. Other than that, like within the last 6 years, he's beaten everybody else. So the guy's fun to watch. He got that big left hand. He's going to march you down, use that Muay Thai of his. Whip some kicks in there as well. Ricky Glenn, I was thinking about it his last time against Christos Giagos, who we all know is like dangerous in the first round. And then he gets knocked out in the first round by him. So that was a bit of a layoff for him. He was a year and a half coming off of that fight. And like you said, I didn't really like what I saw. Looked a little slow, looked a little old, in my opinion, based just off of that 95-second fight. We'll see how he looks in this one, but I do think Drew Dober gets it done. And probably by knockout, I would think. I mean, the way that Drew Dober fights, it's like you're going to have to throw down. I don't think Ricky Glenn is going to fare too well in this one. If Drew Dober's chin is still that Giga Chad that he was, even the way he got knocked out by Frivola, some people think it was an early stoppage. He got up, a couple of seconds after he got knocked down. So I like Drew Dober in this one to get it done. It's not saying anything crazy based off the line, but yeah, I'll take